the identification doctrine?
Sure, Vanessa. So the short version is that it's a common law doctrine that was created in a 1971 case in the House of Lords, and it says that criminal liability is attributable to a corporate by virtue of the actions and mental state of the natural persons who make up what's called the directing mind and will of the corporation.
And can you tell us what the main problem is with the identification doctrine?
So ironically, it's that it's very difficult sometimes to identify who the directing mind and will is or are. And a really good example of that is the 2018 Barclays case, where Lord Justice Davis held that even the Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer of Barclays weren't the directing mind and will because they lacked the entire autonomy needed to do the deal in question, as he put it.
And what are the proposed amendments?
So the bill proposes, firstly, it's important to note that it doesn't propose to abolish the identification doctrine. What it proposes to do is to create a parallel rule of statutory attribution on the part of senior managers. And it says that if a senior manager of a body corporate acting within the actual or apparent scope of their authority commits a relevant offence, which is set out, what constitutes a relevant offence is set out in a schedule to the bill, then the body corporate itself also commits the offence. The term senior manager is defined and is essentially borrowed wholesale from the Corporate Manslaughter and Corporate Homicide Act 2007. We don't have the time to go into all the detail of that, but essentially it's more concerned with those who are decision makers within the business on an organisational or managerial level, as opposed to those who actually have complete autonomy to do something.
And do you envisage any problems with the amendments?
So I really don't think it's going to be the panacea that some people think it will be, for three main reasons. The first is that the term senior manager is actually deployed in the 2007 health and safety legislation in a very different way to the way in which it's envisaged that it will be deployed in the current draft of the bill. The second is that there's a real lack of case law around what is meant by senior managers in the 2007 Act, and therefore also in this bill, and that's something which was noted by the Law Commission. And finally, when you look at other jurisdictions that have a regime like this, and Australia and Canada come to mind, there is no clear evidence coming out of those jurisdictions to indicate that regimes like this lead to a greater number or a greater proportion of successful prosecutions. So really, organisations like the Serious Fraud Office and other enforcement bodies will need to look very carefully at how they intend to prosecute these offences, and we'll have to wait and see how they're defined in due course.